my peeps? What's going on, my peeps? Welcome to Race Corner Live. Coming to you live all the way from here. Where it's here, right here. Let me make sure I got everything popping here. We got that thing going on over there. Hey man, my internet is going a little slow and everything, but that's okay. We're gonna get this thing going. Listen, the day after Thanksgiving, Black Friday. I don't know why they call it Black Friday, but whatever it is, whatever's going on, if you're out there shopping and stuff like that, hey, do what you do, some don't. It's all right with me. Hey, welcome to Race Corner Live. Coming to you live all the way from here. Where's here? Right here. Listen, my sinus is acting up a little bit. I'm gonna be wearing my shades because like I need to get this operation on my eye because my eye like to float. And then when I be looking be watching my recording, it's like I see my eye floating like to the left and I'm looking straight, right? So I said, man, let me keep my and the eye doctor did say keep the sun out of my eyes. That's why I should always have like dark glasses. My other glasses, they get dark based on the sunlight. But anyway, hey, let's get this housekeeping out the way. If you're on my YouTube page, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification button, hit that like button, hit that share button. If you're on my Tiki Taki, hey, if you ain't been following me, come on and follow me. Because y'all know I'm running that HBO special. I need 1,000 subscribers. I need 1,000 followers in the next 60 days. My special, HBO, help a brother out. And hey, look, all my Facebook people, you know what time it is. You know what it needs to do. Listen, I'm going to talk about today man, I was listening to this guy, Wilson, I forget his first name. And I always listen to him and all that good stuff. And he was talking about something so powerful, right? Vulnerability for men. Now I'm talking to my men, like vulnerability. And he was hitting that thing like, man, we don't need to be vulnerable because that lets our guard down. That opens us up to danger. And he was like, man, we get vulnerability and uh trans transparency mixed up. So I said, man, let me do some deep diving into this thing today. Maybe I want to talk about this. I shot the video to one of my guys. It is what it is. But listen, I want to talk about like the difference between transparency and vulnerability for men. Understanding which one builds strength and which one can expose you to danger. Hmm, that's kind of deep. Let me see if I can get over to where I want to get over to. Right? Oh, I was prepared. Oh, there we go. All right. So where you at? Okay. Boy, I'll be tripping. I'll be tripping. Look, just stay with me. Look, work with it, brother. You know the old man. You know I always go to that last thing. I'm 67. I'm still dealing with technology, even though I know it better than most 67-year-old people. I know it better than most young people. So just work with it, brother. So listen, men often confuse vulnerability and transparency. I do. Because when he broke that thing down, I was like, what? And my good brother, Pastor Eric Cullum, right? I had him on the show and we talked about a safe place. And he was saying, man, ain't no such safe place in the kingdom. Everywhere Jesus went, it wasn't safe. I was like, whoa, man, he dropped that thing. Now, excuse me, man, I don't even have my handkerchief. But anyway, men often confuse vulnerability with transparency. Because so what happens when we confuse that thing, right? It opened up wrong doors. We trust the wrong people. We expose parts of ourselves that the public should never even know about or consume, right? So what we're going to talk about today, and I'm going to I'm going to be teaching about today with men, how to recognize the difference between transparency and vulnerability. That's one. Two, understand why vulnerability requires wisdom and is not for everybody. Three, learn how transparency builds trust without weakening protection. Man, this is some good stuff right now. And look, next, stop giving people access that their character cannot handle. Whoa, 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 man. Some of this stuff I could stop right now and start breaking down, but I don't want to be too fast. Stop giving people access that their character cannot handle who you are and what you're going through when you're talking about vulnerability, my people, and how to keep your heart guarded while still being authentic. So I'm gonna be asking a bunch of questions. So here's my first question. What is transparency? What is transparency? So transparency, and I said transparency. So, listen, first of all, let me put this disclaimer out there. Certain people might not like the teaching of vulnerability. They think you should be vulnerable, opposed to transparent, whatever that might be. This is what I always say, right? I always say, like, if it don't apply to you, just let that thing go. It's not always, we men don't always have to prove that we right and somebody else is wrong, or that somebody is wrong and we right. If this teaching don't apply to you, just let it go. Go about your way. Do whatever you got to do, right? We don't always have to reply to stuff. We don't have, listen, we need to discern more and reply less. Yeah, like I said, this is only for the people who it's for. This is only for the people who it is for. What is transparency? Even the definition is only for the people who it is for. I'm telling you. I should have that on this side. But listen, transparency, revealing what you went through without giving people access to your heart. Woo! Oh, ooh. I'm gonna say it again. Revealing what you went through without giving people access to your heart. See, because you gotta understand, transparency is like it's like telling a story about yourself. It's like reflecting on what you're doing. It's like something. It's controlled by what you're saying. See what transparency says is this. It says this. This is what I've overcame. This is what I've overcome. This is what I survived. This is what I learned. And you're not giving them all the intricate details that vulnerability has. You're protecting your heart. You're telling them a story. You're reflecting on something. You're controlling what you're saying. See, when a man is transparent, he chooses what to share, how to share, and why he's sharing it. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna say that again. Man, this is some good stuff. I hope I get through this whole thing, right? When a man is transparent, he chooses what to share, how to share, and why he's sharing it. Because transparency does this, right? This is like what some of the things that transparency should happen. One, it encourages others. Two, it builds testimony. Three, it releases wisdom. Four, protects your inner world. And five, shows strength without exposing weakness. Ooh, ooh, I'm just saying. See, transparency is safe. You don't want to know why? Because it talks about what God has already healed, or what you have already walked through. I'm gonna say it again. Transparency is safe because it talks about what God has already healed or what you have already walked through. You understand? It is purposeful, not emotional. There's a purpose behind that thing. You know what? Like my trauma. I started putting purpose to issues, to trauma, to traumatic situations in my life. The reason I went through that, it was for a purpose that I could stand in front of somebody and say, I know how you feel. Been there, done that. It's purposeful, not emotional. All right, number two. Here's the next one. What is vulnerability? What is vulnerability? I'm telling you. Listen, all right. Vulnerability, letting someone into your unhealed places, real-time emotions, and private battles. I'm gonna say that again. I'm gonna say that again. Letting someone into your unhealed places. That means, man, I'm still working. I'm still hurting. I'm still working, man. I'm still working on this thing. I'm there, man. I'm like wide open. Real time emotion. This is how I'm feeling right now. I mean, I'm hurting. I mean, I have not went through this. I'm like going through this. I'm right here in private battles. Things that I'm going through. I don't want nobody knows this right now. Nobody knows what I'm going through right now. So what happens is vulnerability opens the door to certain things. So here's what vulnerability opens the door to: your fears, your wounds, your current struggles, your inner thoughts. Your heart is at its weakest point. Now, let me say it again. I'm going to say it differently. My fears, my wounds, my current struggles, my inner thoughts, my heart, when it's at its weakest point, riding down. My wife is in the hospital, working on some things that she might have to go into. Might have to. She is going into a hospice, not the hospice until expiration, just hospice because she's not getting no worse, not getting no better. But I'm encouraged that I've seen some different signs yesterday. And riding along some of the things that I'm going through when I'm driving by myself, like at those moments, man, like no one else knows, and I'm listening to music. What's going on in that car with me right then and there? No one knows, and for me, it's like, man, it's like, who can I talk to? Because sometimes people put these perceptions of who you are, that you're this strong person, that you're this and you're that, and like so when I can remember sharing sometime with someone, and I was going through some real deep stuff, and I was in this cave, I was in this pit, and I was sharing with them because I guess I wasn't doing what they wanted me to do, and their response was everybody goes through something, and this is true, but you know what that tells me? It tells me you're really not trying to deal with what I'm going through. And think about I hear people say that all the time. Everybody goes through something. Yeah, that is true. But if I'm being vulnerable and exposing myself, I ain't trying to hear from you. Everybody goes through something. Evidently, and this is what we were talking about, making sure you're vulnerable to the right place, right person at the right place at the right time, right? So for me, that person, I'll never open up again because he's not one of the people that I need to be vulnerable to. Because when he said that it cut, I was like, are you for real? And everything inside of me kind of like, okay, I'm gonna give you a pass because I really wanted to say something. So it's real important, very, very important. When you are vulnerable, what are you really saying, right? When I'm vulnerable, what am I really saying? What I'm really saying is, what we're really saying is, this part of me is not strong yet. I'm trusting you to handle that. I'm gonna say that again. When I'm vulnerable, this is what I'm saying to you. This is what I'm talking to you about. That this part of me right now, it's not strong yet. I'm trusting you to handle it. I'm not trusting you to tell me, oh, everybody goes through something. Sometimes I don't even need you to say nothing. I just needed to get out of me. See, because that is a dangerous level of access if you give it to the wrong person. Evidently, I gave that to the wrong person. So here's the thing. Vulnerability is only safe with now. I want to let because I already know how some all these things ain't they ain't and all. This is the only I'm talking about vulnerability is only safe with these things that I give you. It's probably more things. I'm just giving you the stuff that's with me, that's coming from me. So that's why it's hard to be vulnerable because you like right now, I'm thinking about what people thinking about. Because I don't feel like responding to stuff that like, man, I don't feel like responding to things people like don't even need to be saying. Because if it's not for you, just don't. We gotta learn we men. We just gotta learn how to shut up, right? Just don't say nothing if it ain't for you. Why? So vulnerability is only safe with watch this, God, your spouse, a spiritual covering, could be, could not be. And even with these, you're taking a chance, right? Except with God, right? And you're probably your spouse. A mature mentor. Listen, you can have a mentor, but if they ain't mature, if you might be in a place like NA, you might have a sponsor, and you start sharing with your sponsor. And next thing you know, you go to an NA meet, everybody's sharing on you. A counselor or therapist. Why? Because vulnerability leaves your guard down. Man, when I was on them streets, bro, I couldn't get caught sleeping. People were looking for me. I couldn't be vulnerable. I couldn't let people know what I did. I couldn't let people know what I was doing because I couldn't trust nobody to say, man, I just took this boy off, or I took this boy, or I just did this, right? Because guess what? Man, saying it to the wrong person, he gonna go, hey man, I know where Ray at, can you hit me off with something? I can tell you where he at, blah, 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 blah. And we as men, man, like we gotta be careful. So here's the thing. Here's my next question. Why men get it mixed up? Vulnerability and transparency. Why? Why? Why do we get it mixed up? Men often confuse the two because of what? One, society tells men to open up but doesn't teach boundaries. Man, I remember my granddaughter said, she said, I love when men are vulnerable. Man, y'all need to talk about stuff. But it doesn't teach our boundaries of who we should talk to, when we should talk, and how we should talk. Number two, trauma taught men to close everything off. Look, trauma taught me, man, when I was in them, don't trust nobody. I ain't talking to nobody. I ain't getting near nobody. I'm not being around nobody, man. Hey, look, I'm just telling you, I ain't talking to nobody. I'm walking alone because at that moment, man, if I was vulnerable to anybody, man, it could have got me killed. Number three, church circles sometimes preach vulnerability without teaching discernment. And I love church and I love all that, but church sometimes is nothing but like a therapy session. I mean, we always get delivered. We always going through something, right? So church circles teach us to be vulnerable, but it doesn't teach us to discern who we should be vulnerable with. As long as they in the church, as long as they are part of the congregation, man, you can talk to anybody. The devil is a liar. You know? Number four, men fear looking weak, so they never learn how to share wisely. Wow. We just, let me tell you something, man. Sometime I might be in a group or something, and I say I'm getting ready, and share something that I think I'm vulnerable, but my intent was just to make me look good. To say I shared something that I'm vulnerable. I'm not, to make me look good, like I'm vulnerable, like, or transparent. Behind in this book, what is my intent behind being transparent, and what is my intent behind being vulnerable? See, men fear looking weak, so they never learn how to share wisely. This confusion leads to two extremes. Those four things, right? Just said about leads to two extremes. And I hear this all the time, right? I have done this all the time. Sometimes I just need to just shut up and don't say nothing, right? Right? And watch this. Oversharing, the wrong person getting hurt. Oversharing in the group. Oversharing on a prayer line. Oversharing in a men's group. Oversharing in an NAB. Oversharing to a person I just met. Oversharing, telling people too much, and they turn around and use what I say against me. That's one. The confusion leads to two extremes: oversharing, and the second one, never share at all. Emotional shutdown. Man, let me tell you something. When I'm shut down, I don't answer the phone. And hey, listen, pay attention to your friends. If they're really like you're in your inner court, pay attention to their pattern. I have a pattern, right? Like when I really go through stuff, I mean, really, really something I'm really going through, I don't answer the phone. I don't respond to no phone calls. I don't talk to nobody. The only person I'm with is my wife, right? And I just totally shut that because I go to work. I come because I'm so emotionally drained. Like the reason I don't talk to people because I'm too emotionally drained I deal with homeless people. I deal with case managers. I deal. The, my whole job is emotional, spiritual, spiritual warfare, natural stuff, right? So mentally, I am totally drained. If I'm going something on top of that, it's like I don't have the strength to talk. And no one in my inner court really understands that about me. They just say, "Oh, he stopped talking. He going through something. I'm not gonna call him." Man, it was funny. Like I was talking to a friend of mine the other day, a pastor friend of mine. He said, "Man, I try not to call you because I know you're real busy and you might be going through stuff, and I know you're going through stuff." I said, "Let me share something with you." Everybody say that, so that means nobody calling checking on me. He started laughing. He thought about. He said, "I said, yeah. Everybody says." We know you're going through something. We're not going to call you because you're going through something and you're busy. So if everybody's saying the same thing, who's calling? If everybody's not paying attention to my pattern, knowing I can come, listen, inside the pit, I can do everything, right? Inside the pit, go to work, deal with my wife. But emotionally, like, when I get home, it's like I'm done. Like, I'll go through stretches where there's no YouTube channels, where I'm not on Facebook, where I'm not on this, or I'll copy stuff. Or there's be times like I'm in that pit and I do things and I shoot things out on Facebook or TikTok or YouTube to get it out of me. I'm saying pay attention. And this is cyber. Understand if you're in somebody's inner core, understand their patterns. See, because a lot of times, man, people talk to me and I kind of like, I'm 67. People never really, and I'm going on a tangent now, but I'm going to say it anyway. People never really listen to my story. A lot of times I have people, they have good intentions and they're telling me stuff, right? And they think I don't know, but actually, to me personally, you're insulting my intelligence because what you're saying, I really do know. I'm just giving you a pass and letting you think you know more than me. And that's a bad trait because that's the same trait. And I have to, man, and you know what? I just exposed myself because that's the same trait I used when I was out in the world, getting you to think the way I wanted, getting you to think a certain way and not just for my advantage. But now I just don't say nothing. But anyway, let me move on, right? But that's real. Listen, that's really important, man. Like, no, no, that your inner court, those that are with, know their pattern, man. Know their pattern. You know what I'm saying? So the two extremes was oversharing with people or never sharing at all, right? And something just happened. Oh, hold on. Oh, okay. Oh, all right. Let me stop. All right. Some crazy stuff went through. Now, listen. Transparency is the bridge between the two. See, transparency takes me over to being vulnerable. I'm gonna say that again. Transparency is the bridge. See, I'm telling you what I've been through. I'm telling you, transparency said I've been through this. I had this problem. God brought me through. Da, 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 da. But then there's these times where I haven't been through, and now I'm at a vulnerable state where I'm talking to particular people. I'm talking to God for, don't get so super spiritual and just say, man, I just need to talk to God and God will give me answers. Yeah, that is true. Come on, stop playing. Stop being so like super spiritual. God will give you answers. Yeah, well, God gives you answers through his word and through people. So transparency is the bridge between the two, right? The bridge between oversharing and never sharing at all. You got that? Transparency is the bridge between oversharing and never sharing at all. So here's my fourth question. Should men be vulnerable? Let me take, this is not alcohol, so let me take a drink on that. Should men be vulnerable? Drum roll. Yes, but not with everybody. Yeah, we should be vulnerable, but not with everybody. Vulnerability must be selective, not public. I'm going to say it again. Vulnerability should be selective, not public. You should be selective who you, because listen, you are dropping your guard. As a man, I'm like, Lord, I'm lowering this guard, like, and I'm trusting who I'm talking to. Like, I'm like at that moment, that is a dangerous part of my life because when I'm showing you or what I'm letting you into, if you take it the wrong way, you can actually kill me. You can hurt me. You can cause me great pain, great anxiety. See, 'cause men should only be vulnerable and safe, accountable, covenant-based relationships. I'm gonna say that men should be vulnerable only in safe, accountable, covenant-based relationships. I'm gonna say that one more time. In safe, accountable, man, this covenant-based relationships. Man, like, look, man, look. It's like when we were growing up, we had a little gang or this and that. Man, you knew when something went down, you knew who was gonna be there with you. You knew when you were having a real serious problem, right? Who to go to, right? Look, man, this is what's going on. But look, I need your help. I need you to watch my back. Like, because this is a serious situation. And when they see you got my back, I'm good. You know what I mean? I felt safe with this individual. I was accountable, accountable. And we had this covenant-based relationship, man, through thick or thin. If you going down, I'm going down. If I'm going down, you going down. You see, being vulnerable with a spouse or mentor strengthens you, but you got to make sure you got that covenant-based relationship with that mentor. You got to make sure that mentor is mature. See, being vulnerable with random people can destroy you. Why? Because people mishandle what they don't understand. Whoa. People mishandle what they don't understand, what they don't understand about you, what they don't understand what got you to this place because they never been there, nor were they open enough to hear what you were saying in the spirit. Immature people weaponize what they hear. They use that as a weapon against you. Unhealed people compare and gossip or judge you. See, wrong relationships use your weaknesses against you. This is why men get hurt and shut down. Man, when somebody cross me, bro, look, I ain't got nothing to say. I could be on a conversation and I'm listening, right? I'm listening to the person. I'm listening and I'm listening. I'm listening. I ain't saying nothing. I ain't saying nothing. They stop talking. I go to respond within 30 seconds, they cut me off. I said, wait a minute. And then they cut me off. I'm done. I ain't got nothing else to say. I sat there and listened to you for 20 minutes. Within 60 seconds, when we start talking, you cut me off. I ain't got nothing else to say to you. We ain't got nothing, what is there for me to talk to you about? You're not the person that I'm going to be talking to in the future. Or I know when I deal with you and you're going through something, I'm just going to listen. I'm not going to be able to share what I'm going through with you because guess what? You're not really hearing me. All you care about is you. Wow. Vulnerability without discernment equals destruction. Discerning. See, listen. One, everybody not here to everybody not everybody with being vulnerable to everybody and anybody. It's not safe because they're just waiting to get something on you. See, the stuff I learned on the streets, look, it don't change in the kingdom. Satan uses his people. Look, Satan is like an angel of light. Number 5, should men be transparent? That's an easy one. That's a yes, because transparency is leadership. Men who are transparent most of the time are leaders. Transparency helps men. Watch. It helps men build connection. It offers testimony. It teaches through experience. It leads with authenticity. It removes shame. It encourages others. Do you see the difference between transparency and vulnerability, right? All positive stuff, right? I'm going to say it again. Transparency helps men build connections with other people, offers a testimony of what you've been through and what God can do. It teaches through experience. And one of the things in my business right now, and I got people in my background slamming doors and excuse me from all that noise y'all might hear in the background. I just threw some shade out there, right? They back there slamming kitchen doors and pots and pans. But guess what? If I shut my door, I wouldn't be hearing that. So anything you hear in the background, right? That's from my gallery. I have a gallery. Not really. But anyway, transparency helps men build connections, offers testimony, teach through experience. One of the things in my field is about lived experience. I experienced that. It's about leading with authenticity. It allows you to remove shame and encourages others. So transparency says this. Watch this. This is what transparency says. I survived this, but this is not who I am anymore. Woo! I went through this. I'm a new creature. All things have passed away, and all things are new. It also says it is powerful because it speaks from strength, not from weakness. When I'm transparent, I'm not speaking from something I'm still going through. I'm speaking from something I went through, from a place of strength, from a place of authenticity. See, because transparency is not emotional dumping. I'm just getting it out of me. Transparency, it is purposeful. It is a purposeful revelation for someone else's transformation. Man, I could put that on a shirt. It is a purposeful revelation for someone else's transformation. We almost done here. We almost done here, right? So I'm gonna give you some key differences in one sentence, right? Transparency is telling you where I've been. Vulnerability is showing you where I am. Transparency is talking in strength. Vulnerability is wounds talking. So I need to share my breakthroughs, share past struggles, share transformation, share wisdom. This encourages others without weakening yourself. Hmm. So, hopefully, right? So that's the difference between vulnerability and transparency. Listen, I'm telling you, if you like this thing, hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that notification button, hit in the comment section. Hey, Ray, brother Ray, man, if you got some questions, drop them questions in there. I'm a man. Can you give me some more information? I understand every Monday and Tuesday you're gonna be on Ray's Corner Live. Sundays we're gonna be going through the Book of John. Mondays we're gonna be how do we put purpose to our past? On Tuesdays, men can be men. This was a special edition of Ray's Corner Live on Black Friday. So guess so guess what? Let me stop being vulnerable. No, transparent. No. Which one is it? We need to know the difference between transparency and vulnerability. Transparency, I already went through. Vulnerability, I'm still in. I can tell anybody what I've been through. I need to be very selective I need to talk to somebody where I'm at. Hey, this your guy Ray coming to you live all the way from here. We're here. And like we always say here at Ray's Corner Live, God loves you and I love. Oh, wait a minute. I almost stopped. Listen, go to Amazon. I keep forgetting this. Go to Amazon, hit in Ray Wilkerson, right? For those of you who want to deal with the homeless and stuff like that, I got some books on housing navigator. That means people who are housing homeless people. Also, how to house the homeless. But also, even if you like, I got this organization called Exodus Life Change who are housing the homeless guys coming out of prison, mental clients, and substance abuse. If that's something that you're interested in, be a part of our franchise program. Hit in the comment. I want to have some more information. But also go to Exodus Life Change on our YouTube side, and we be throwing down stuff over there. Matter of fact, going through the Book of John is going through the Exodus Life Change YouTube channel. So look, once again, this guy Ray coming to you live all the way from here. We're here. Right, cheer. And like we always say here at Ray's Corner Live, God loves you and I love you. And guess what? Ain't nothing you can do about it.